Cayden is here with sports. It was a tough night for OU basketball.
Yeah, we may have jumped the gun on this whole #1 thing. Well, all week long, all the talk was about the #1. As in OU basketball, just one win from being #1 for the first time in 19 years. The one thing we forgot to talk about, little old Texas. The Burnt Orange had a chance to spoil those best laid plans, and tonight, that is exactly what they did. To the 40 acres we go, Red River hoops, and from the very start, this thing felt like trouble. Blake Griffin, 2 early fouls. He would struggle for the entire first half. 2 points, 3 rebounds, a bloody nose, and as it turns out, a concussion as well. Griffin unable to play in the second half. That's not good. Looked like the Longhorns would run away with this thing, but Willie Warren just wouldn't let it happen, and a child shall lead them. Warren, 27 points, hitting on shots from all over the floor, but Texas a little too good down the stretch. A.J. Abrams, the dagger from 22 feet away. Longhorns go on to win 73-68. 23 for Abrams. The Sooners fall to 11-1 in the Big 12. That's tied with Kansas for first, and the Jayhawks are coming to Norman Monday night. Blake Griffin, get well soon. For the first time this year, OSU has won 3 straight in Big 12 play. Cowboys hosting Baylor today. Byron Eaton finishing the first half with 8 of the Cowboys' final 10 points, hanging and hitting there. OSU leads 35-33 at the break. Second half, the Pawnee pistol, Keaton Page. Oh, deeper than a Nietzsche novel. 9 on the day for Keaton, pokes by 4, but back comes Baylor. Tweety Carter, the 4-point play, career high 30 for Carter. Baylor leads by 1. It was their last lead of the game. Marshall Moses, you are a delight. 14 points, 17 rebounds, the putback, then the bucket and the bump. Final minutes now, and this game would belong to Byron Eaton down the stretch. The senior from Big D hits a big 3 right there. Later, shot clock winding down. It's Eaton pounding the ball, going to the 10. Round and round it goes. And in. 77-68 Pokes, 23 for Eaton. Cowboys win for the 3rd straight time, 84-74. OSU finally back to 500 in Big 12 play.
I talked about to our team in the locker room after the game, and the fact that, they made a lot of big plays, but you responded. They'd make a 3, we'd make a 3. They had a 4-point play, we'd come down and make a big shot. To me, that's growing up a little bit and starting, hopefully, to understand what winning is all about. Making winning plays and staying positive. But the effort for the whole game was the best we've had for a while.
Up next for OSU, a trip to Colorado on Wednesday. Lindsay pastels are so in right now. Even Super Bowl champion Ben Roethlisberger wearing pink today in Norman. #2 OU hosting #5 Baylor. Bears lead by 6 with 10 minutes to play, but OU rips off 15 straight points. Naisha Stevenson in your eye with the 3 ball. Courtney Paris, 18 points, 15 rebounds, 66-58 Sooners the final. More sports right after this. Golf. Oh, you look good. Highlights from the drag strip after this. If you leave, who will I talk to? Or is it whom? All right, show of hands. Who wants one more look at a kicker slapping an offensive lineman? I thought so. Here you go. OU's Jimmy Stevens. Jimmy's getting upset after a miss early. D lineman Cordero Moore says something Jimmy doesn't like. Stevens not using his leg here. And Stevens 5'6", 150. Moore 6'2", 295. I should point out, Stevens would make a kick later in the game. He's 4'6" this year. Moore gave him a little love, so they made up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Not
kind of brave.
Exactly a fair fight.
No, it's basically me versus Cordero Moore. That's not a good idea. I wouldn't do it. All right, even more fun than tweeting, kids. It's time for another moderately amusing edition of the Sunday Highlight Zone. As always, 140 characters or less, Lindsay. Okay. We are destroying private property here. Albert Pujols, I hope you're happy. Big Mac Land is now missing a vowel. Now in Cleveland, Dwight Howard has big muscles. This dunk brings down the shot clock. Dude, what'd you do? Watch from this angle. The camera also goes down. There it goes. Tomfoolery and ballyhoo in Toronto. Oh, those crazy Canadians. Watch the front row. We're calling balls and strikes, people. Oh, I like that. But the Sunday Highlight Zone is about nothing if not love. The kiss in the Highlight Zone. And Jared Saltalamacchia, Lindsay, that's S-A-L-T-A-M-A-C-C-H-I-A.
Reporting live from Arrowhead Stadium, Jason Jackal for 2 News Works for You.
Shaq, thank you. Always good to keep your ears warm. Back with high school football right after this.
Touchdown, David Johnson to Brennan Marion.
So another high-scoring Saturday here in the Sooner State. All 3 Oklahoma teams winners yesterday, and all 3 nationally ranked today. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and now Tulsa, all in the AP Top 25 at the same time for the first time. since 1945. TU breaking in the rankings at number 22. The Golden Hurricane ranked for the first time in 17 years. OU stays put at number 4. Oak State up 1 spot to number 7. Next up for the Pokes, unanimous number 1, Texas. As for that latest game of the year, number 5, Oklahoma versus number 2, Texas Tech. Just the 6th meeting of top 5 teams ever in Norman. At stake tonight, quite possibly, the Big 12 South title and a shot at a national title. But also on the line, at least potentially, the Heisman Trophy. Shaq is in Norman, striking the pose.
Cayden, whoa, Nelly. That's all I got to say. Whoa, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly. Oh, Sooner Nation is smiling tonight. Well, Bob Stoops asked for more noise. He got it. And in return, his Sooners are giving the OU faithful plenty to cheer for. The first meeting of top 5 teams in Norman in nearly a decade. We expected the game of the year. We are getting a Sooner coronation. OU quite simply taking number 2 Texas Tech to the woodshed tonight. This is the first quarter. DeMarco Murray just running wild. 110 yards, 2 touchdowns by halftime, 7-zip after 1. Second quarter now, OU just unloads. A Chris Brown touchdown followed by Sam Heisman Bradford. Just give it to him now for Jermaine Gresham, 21-0. Sooners are making it look all too easy. Then it's Bradford for Joaquin Iglesias on senior night. Look at the series of moves into the end zone. 28-yard house call, 28-zip. That Sooner defense was also fantastic. A Travis Lewis interception would set up the Sooners' 5th touchdown of the quarter. Oh, have mercy. It was 42-7 OU at the half right now. 65-14. Let that wash over you in the 4th. Remember all that talk about Tech maybe narrowing the gap, reaching OU's level? Forget all of it. This team is good, people. Post-game reaction, we got a lot to talk about tomorrow night. More Deportes straight ahead. Another trip into the Sunday Highlight Zone. And Tulsa native John Starks back in town this week. How often someone asks him about this dunk when we come back. Former NBA All-Star John Starks back in T-Town last week. The 15th annual John Starks basketball camp for inner-city kids at Central High School. The former 6th man of the year took the long road to NBA stardom. Starks bagged groceries and played community college basketball before finding OSU. Undrafted out of school, he bounced around semi-pro leagues before landing with the Knicks. Took a lot of perseverance to get there, and that's his message to the kids.
Well, obviously, my route was a little bit different than most players' routes, and I just try to stress to them that don't ever give up on yourself, don't ever give up on your dreams, that anything is possible, especially here in America, and so you have an opportunity to do what you want to do when you put your mind to it.
Now, more than anything, John Starks is known for this. In the midst of those epic Knicks-Bulls playoff battles of the 1990s, Starks authoring one of the league's most memorable playoff dunks. Do you hear about that dunk just, from time to time? In
New York, I hear about it every day. People see me on the streets, the first thing they say is that dunk. It's nice to be remembered in that light, that you then brought a lot of happiness to people's lives and from when I was playing. And so, that play, I tell people if I had $1 for everything, every time I was been asked that, I'd be multi-millionaire.
As opposed to just a multimillionaire. All right, time for another kid-tested, mother-approved dish of the Sunday Highlight Zone. And down the stretch they come, matey.
Boat to third, and on the far outside, here comes. Arr! They're coming down to the finish, and it's arr! Arr! Arr!
Oh, that's the horse's name. Dodgers and Giants left field corner Fred Lewis. Yeah, he makes like Cayden McFarland in the Media Softball League there. That's embarrassing. Speaking of embarrassing, how about the umpire? Unable to get out of the way of the throw of the catcher. That hurts. The shoulder and your pride. The Mets' Brandon Knight down the steps, and as my mom always said, be careful in those cleats. Oh, things are never a drag in the Sunday Highlight Zone. We love it. We love the Highlight Zone.
I'm not even commenting.